we recorded the whole thing.
It's recording. I'm going to count down.
5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's good, my good people? This is Manny here. Welcome back to the We Talk Too Much podcast. And I just want to thank you guys for actually watching, because I'm really happy to be back here to do the second episode of this season as well. And I've had a really good time. I've had a really good time preparing for it as well. I'm not going to lie, I'm slightly rattled because we probably did half of a quarter of the episode already, and we realized production didn't click record. Richard, how are you, Richard?
I'm doing very well. I'd just like to apologise. I'd just like to apologise publicly for not recording the absolutely amazing draft episode that we had. But we move.
Draft episode. It clearly was just a rehearsal because you didn't click
just
record.
A quick rehearsal to, exercise our mouths.
Whoa. Okay. I'm not exercising my mouth. Okay.
Dirty minds.
Anyway, but Richard, how have you been?
I'm there really well, bro. Can't complain. As I was saying in the previous unrecorded bit. Yeah, man, I have way more clarity just in terms of what I want to do, what I want to achieve.
With your life?
With my life, and even just in terms of like content outside what I do on a day-to-day.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'm blessed, bro. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you very much. That's good. That's good to hear, actually, because I love to hear like people trying their best to kind of up-level themselves and do even better than they normally do. I'm doing fine, actually. I've had a really good time the last couple of weeks. Like, obviously, we filmed a few weeks ago, but since then, I've been to Poland, and I traveled to Poland. I literally just got back like 2 days ago, and I'm not going to lie, Poland was actually a really good time. Like, I actually enjoyed myself. Would you say, like, Poland is kind of an unconventional place to visit?
I would definitely say unconventional. Like, it wouldn't be in, like, your top 5. In my opinion, it
Why,
wouldn't.
though?
Because it's not somewhere that you would consider as a holiday destination. When you're thinking destination, you're thinking Tenerife, the Maldives, maybe a Turkey, maybe a young Portugal or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're not thinking Poland, and maybe because it's also slightly colder than all the other countries that I've mentioned.
Let me tell you something. When we went, boiling. Now, it's not the UK heat, because it's hot in the UK right now, but this heat wave don't have no air, right?
Right.
Like, it's not, our heat here is not breezy. There, the heat was breezy, but it was actually so nice.
Nice.
Like, it was really nice to be there. But I get what you mean by it not being like a holiday destination, because initially I was thinking, do I know what I'm even going to go do there? Like, whatever. But when I got there and all the things I ended up doing, I was like, there's so much to do. And I didn't even get everything done in the 3-4 days I was there. But it was such a good time. Like, I went to this House of Illusion where, like, they've got like these, they're maze rooms where you can see yourself in every corner. So you don't even know if you're going to walk into a glass wall or whatever space. So you're like touching everything, like what the hell is going on. And I almost walked into a glass as well. I was on my phone and I was trying to film. But I didn't walk into the glass. Luckily, I put my hand out and I felt like it was a glass. And I remember thinking, like I was literally about to walk into that. But yeah. What's the sound effects for?
I'm just saying because you're just using your phone too much, bro.
You are a hypocrite.
I am a hypocrite because
Yes.
as I explained in the unrecorded podcast, I walked into a pole a few days ago, and it wasn't an almost. I actually walked into one. Thank God my chest hit the pole first, and not my face. And thank God my glasses
What a
are still
disappointment.
here.
I wish it was your face.
Of course you would. You absolute.
Yeah, it's not going to work now.
Tangerine. Your head looks like a tangerine.
Don't do that. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's so rude. That's so rude.
How could you say that you wish I hit my head on a pole? That is way more violent than me calling you a tangerine.
Anyway, but yeah, I had a really good time. Went to House of Illusion. They had really good food there, actually. Like, the food in Poland was not bad. I did a cooking class. I think we're making something, to me, it looked like meat pie.
Right.
They call it pierogi, and they boil it, but they don't put it in the oven. It looked like meat pie, so I made mine look like meat pie. Where I put all the stuff in, I folded it. I even used you know how they use the fork to do the lines on the meat pie. Fam, I was killing it, you know. I did my big one. I made a savory one that had like potatoes, I think, cheese and that sort of stuff in it. And I made like a sweet one, which was like apple.
Okay.
So it's almost like an apple meat pie.
Okay.
But you know how you put meat pies in the oven to make them hard?
Yes.
This was not that. They boiled it. But I can't lie, it still slapped. Like, it was nice. Like, I don't think I would have eaten it, like, a lot, but it was nice.
When you say apple meat pie, do you mean like, should you just have said like an apple pie?
Yeah, but it wasn't an apple pie. You know the traditional apple pies that...
Right.
I'm just saying it looked like a meat pie. I'm not saying it's an apple meat pie.
Got it. No. I know. It's just the analogy when you said apple
Yeah,
and meat.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
But if I said apple pie, people are going to think the apple, then they've put the layer on top.
Yeah, that's
but it's
true.
not that. It was literally like flipped like a meat pie. But yeah. So yeah, I had a really good time in Poland, and actually I would go again. Like, I would go again, and I'm glad I did, you know, catch flight, not feelings. Do you get what I mean?
Amen. Amen.
But yeah, like, are you planning to travel anywhere?
This year I actually don't have any. I haven't booked anything yet, but I think I am going to be in Ghana nearer to the end of the year.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, my friend is getting married in Ghana.
Okay, so why can't I come on the trip?
Bro, you're more than welcome to come.
No,
bro.
you weren't gonna say. If I didn't ask you now, you weren't gonna say that you were
Bro,
going to
I
Ghana. I've been no. Let me finish, because I've been on the phone with you over the last couple of days, and we were talking about Nigeria with the family, like Christmas time. Yeah, but I was saying I can't, and then you never mentioned Ghana. I'm even inviting you to Cyprus, and you're obviously I'm going for a wedding, but obviously you're not invited to the wedding, but you're still coming to Cyprus. Why can't I go to Ghana? See, you see what these friends will do. The so-called friends, quote unquote. See, look at that. If it's not because I just mentioned now,
Aye.
that let me finish talking. That where are you traveling to? And he mentions Ghana. See, Alabo, the betrayer. That's what he's a betrayer. He's a betrayer. A betrayer. It's all right. Go ahead. Explain what you want to explain. Why was I not invited to Ghana?
It's not that I didn't invite you. Bro, I legit thought I had mentioned this. Anyway, bro, you're more than welcome to come. I've never not said you should come where I'm coming
You're
from.
a hater. You're actually a hater, because you know what? This is the second time you're doing it, and I will call you out. Do you remember a couple years ago
Jesus, have
when
mercy.
you and the family you went to Athens?
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes.
And guess what? They had been telling Richard for about a month or two to tell the truth.
Let me
Tell the truth. Is it a month or two?
Let me say what
Tell
happened.
the truth.
Yes, but let me say
Yes,
what happened.
Let me finish. A month or two to tell me, come on the trip. He thought I would be at work. I'm not telling you people what my work is. He thought I would be at work, and then he just assumed I would be at work, even though my holiday dates are public to the whole country. Okay? And then he sent me a voice note in the morning being like, "Oh, sorry, Manny. I'm sorry, Manny. They told me to tell you, but I just assumed you would be at work. But now I'm at the airport and I see loads of children around, and I realize you're not at work. That is a Easter holiday or whatever." I was confused because I didn't actually know what was going on. And then he tells me, "Oh, if I just want to book a random trip to just come and join them like a day later." And luckily, I'm not broke and I've got money. So I was just like, okay, cool. Like, I'll just book a trip. I'm not doing anything. And I flew to Athens the next day. But if that didn't happen, that's how you see, I know this person that I call my brother, that's how you just forget about me. And me, I think about you all the time. Don't worry. Don't worry.
You know what
Explain
Manny is
yourself.
doing?
Explain yourself.
Manny is just collecting apologies. He's collecting hella apologies
What
today.
nonsense. You didn't record my podcast?
What do I sound like? Like a disruptor, like an enemy of your progress.
It's given that, you know. It's given that.
The Greece trip was genuinely that was actually is the mishap the word? Yeah, I legit thought E-Man was at work. I remember saying, "Nah, that guy's at work," and then I think we got to the airport. There was bare kids. You know when you're just in a space, there's bare kids running around making noise. I said, "Hold on, this is not really matching up to the assumption that I had." And that's when, I ended up, messaging E-Man. But he did end up coming. And bro, we had a whale of a time. Did we not have?
Did you not need me on that trip?
We needed E-Man. Bring Manny. Look, travel companies, you want to sponsor content creators. Call my guy, call Manny, because Manny is the kind of person, he will fly somewhere. He will be out of the hotel the same day trying to find stuff walking around the city.
Facts.
He's actually that guy. Me, I want to rest for day one. I want to sleep. I want to marinate in the hotel
Don't
bed.
get me wrong, I like to rest, though.
No, but you're out, bro. When we went to Athens, you were the person that found the club that we ended up going to. And that club was actually one of the best club nights I've ever experienced in my life.
Thank you very much.
So I got to give it to him.
Thank you very much. But anyway, let's go back to the podcast. Don't worry, I will deal with Stu off camera. I saw a post recently, and I'm going to read it out. It says here, it's like we've gone backwards with music representation. And then what it does, it lists a bunch of like black artists like back in the day. So like back in the day UK, we had like the garage scene like Mystique. Yeah, Mystique are coming back together again. Like My Time, Showtime, Hook Line. Yeah,
right.
That Scandalous. Like Scandalous and stuff, right? Yeah. So they're coming back together, but then they were mentioning like Sabrina from Mystique, or like the group Cleopatra, or like Jamelia, and like those black female artists that music representation isn't as much now compared to back in the day. Like, obviously it's obvious that the music industry has kind of changed a lot in terms of the music and the output of music. But in terms of artist representation, do you think it's different?
That's a great question. I've actually never thought about that. With regards to, are we talking about black people specifically?
No, it could be in general. I'm just talking about UK specifically.
UK specifically, it is a challenging one. What I will say is, it does seem like like you said, there are less successful or extremely successful black women in the industry.
Yeah.
And that's not to say there aren't black women doing well in terms of artistry. Like, you got Ray Black, you got Miss Banks, you got Steph London.
Yeah.
There's probably people off the top of my head that I'm not mentioning. There's rappers as well.
Yeah.
But I do, like you said, I do think there is less representation in terms of like having that stellar person like Estelle or Beverly Knight.
And
or
that mainstream pop kind of, it's not even pop, that mainstream kind of influence. Like, yeah, Steph London and all these other people, but they're not that they're not mainstream, but they're also in a certain sector where they will always be accepted, which is that grime, rap, hip hop kind of area. Whereas that mainstream, like Mystique was mainstream, Jamelia was mainstream, Cleopatra was mainstream, like you said, Beverly Knight was mainstream. All Saints that had the black girl, Shazni, they were mainstream. But we don't have much of that anymore.
You know what it is? I do think, number one, I actually think you should invite a music person to come and sit down with you to discuss this more.
What do you mean a music person?
Like someone that's maybe in the industry or someone that, I actually think it's a great conversation.
I wanted to invite my friend Shanice. Do you remember my friend Shanice?
Yeah.
Zita, that's her name. And she's a singer. And I wanted to invite her to obviously talk about her music, but also kind of the state of the music industry as well.
Yeah, because what I was going to say was, I do think there has been, because of the way music has changed in terms of streaming, in terms of audiences, in terms of independent artists, I now think you can be a very successful artist without necessarily being considered mainstream. So, for example, personally, I see Steph London as mainstream because in terms of her views and numbers, she's done mad numbers on YouTube, Spotify, whatever. But I do understand that, for example, she might not be an artist that's getting played on like Radio 1. continuously. So I do get that, but I do think that because of that shift in the industry, there's no longer that maybe that one standalone artist that's having their time, if that makes sense. Like when Tiny was around, it was like, it's Tiny's time, Tiny's having a run. Whereas now, there are so many more artists doing well. And like you said, there's so many artists now in their own lane. Like Little Sims.
Yeah.
You may not say she's mainstream, but she's in her own lane. She's generating money. She's touring.
Yeah.
So there is a shift in the industry, but there is something about representation there. I don't know what it is, and I don't know whether it's because of the shift or something more intentional.
And I've always said this as well. Yeah, representation definitely is a huge thing, but I don't think people sing anymore. People don't be singing anymore. You know, like, I understand not everyone's a great vocalist and that sort of stuff, but I don't think people be singing anymore, like, have those vocals. I feel like everyone is talking. No?
I think there are things, again, it goes back to, in my opinion, music becoming way more niche. So if you think of it before, we had kind of, in my opinion, not less access, but like if you wanted to find out an artist, you'd have to go to a vinyl store or the record store.
Yeah.
So it was like the artists that were put forward to us were the people that we listen to. Whereas now you can go on Spotify and discover artists.
Yeah, and you're right. You know, we could go on Spotify and so the accessibility of artists today is a lot more than before.
Which,
you know what, I do agree, and I think even when I think about it, and to kind of end it here, it's very much like, okay, there is a lack of representation, and I think the question for society now is, and for our society as well, is to now think, how are we supporting that representation? And I think, let's start from black women. How are we supporting black women within music?
I agree, and I was even going to go as far as to say dark-skinned black women, because I do 100%. Think there's been a big maybe decline or decrease in terms of representation. I don't know if there's that many, like, have you seen any like dark-skinned women like break through in the charts recently? I'm trying to think.
Not recently.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, not recently, but I think that's a conversation later to have and to think about later.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Richard, like, even talking about like this whole supporting black women thing, I'm not gonna lie, I saw something on Shade Borough recently. Actually, when I came back from Poland, or maybe while I was in Poland, I saw something which was really shocking about the 3 black women that passed away.
Yes.
Right. So I'm gonna read this out, and then I'm going to actually kind of show you why this is kind of a bit disheartening. Yeah. So 3 women whose bodies were recovered from the sea of Brighton Beach were revealed by the police as sisters in their 30s. The sisters were named by Sussex Police Station as Jane Aditoro, Christina Walter, and Rebecca Walter, who were from Uxbridge in northwest London. And so in the statement, obviously I think they speak to their father, and the father is just like he's left with emptiness, and that the words he cannot heal from, right? And I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I saw it, obviously, because you obviously live in northwest London as well, so I know it's a bit slightly closer to home for you, but I can't lie, I was so shocked when I saw that. I was so shocked. It was so, and one of the biggest question is, what is happening with our black women? And even if I just don't say black women, black people going missing, I would say within the last 2 years, there's just been either young boys, young girls, older, or just drowning. And like, the disappearances have been insane. What do you think?
First, I just want to say my sincerest, absolute condolences to the family of like those 3 amazing women who sadly passed away. Like it's something that like it's very sad. Like I can't even imagine how the people that are actually close to those women must feel.
And you know, what I would say as well is like, what was one of my biggest gripes, and you know what, it's such a sad situation, but I think it's also a situation where there needs to be people that are so much more vocal. Obviously, there was talks about that they were going to pay tribute to their mother who had drowned as well, which that's just insane as well.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. But then what was slightly more disheartening is that there's nothing about it on mainstream news.
I mean, this is obviously this is not even an opinion. I'll say it with my chest. This is a wider pattern when it comes to black people that go missing. Generally, is there isn't much media attention, and I actually think this is also something that also happens in America, where you hear of so many, for example, either black women going missing, or you know, sometimes girls apparently being trafficked, and there's just no media attention.
But you know what? I think us as people, we've enabled this shit. And we've enabled this. I'm not going to lie to you. I genuinely think that, because the more we are like, oh, this is what happens, this is not... Well, it's not normal. So actually, people need to start coming together to actually address some of this stuff, okay? And dealing with it, and actually holding these media people to account.
It's not that I disagree, but I do think people are very active on social media, which is obviously the only thing that we kind of have control over.
Okay, but I feel you. I know you're saying people are active on social media, but I also saw another clip of, there's this, like, I think she's a content creator, Elaine the Pain. Some lady on socials, she went to Brighton for a vigil where at a bench where they put the flowers for the girls, right? Not many people attended. And there was no respect around it. There were people still drinking, smoking, that she got hella emotional because she was like, there is no respect around it. There was no media coverage or attention of it. But people can say so much online and on social media, but when it is to show up for a family and show up for these people, but nobody's there. Do you get what I mean? Granted, like, I'm not gonna lie, I would have shown up. How long does it take me to get to Brighton? I just didn't know about it and I wasn't in the country. But that being said, there are people posting about it. Shade Borough's posting about it. All these people are posting about it. But people aren't showing up to support a family. 3 girls. 3 women.
Yeah,
that don't make no sense to me.
There's definitely a lack of just attention. There's definitely a lack of attention around what has happened.
Yeah,
like that is a matter of fact.
All right, so guys, I'm going to kind of move away from that topic, and I think the topic is a serious topic that really does need to be addressed. But let's go into our dilemmas. And I don't know if this is a dilemma. I probably think it's slightly more of a statement, and then we'll kind of talk about it for the next few minutes. And let's have a look. So, the dilemma here, that is not really a dilemma, really, is being in a relationship does not mean everything will always be smooth, peaceful, and free from conflict. Life has a way of bringing unexpected challenges, and sometimes those challenges will test our emotions, our patience, and our commitment to each other. There will be times when misunderstandings happen, when stress from life spills into our conversations, and when silence feels heavier than words. So that's not really a dilemma. That's more like a inspirational, type of quote, I would say. I would probably say with this particular statement, actually, I think it rings so true. Because I feel like, and guys, I'm just going to put it out there, I'm a certified relationship expert. I have my paperwork, okay? So don't ask me.
What qualification do you have?
You don't need to worry about that, Richard, okay? I'm a certified relationship expert, and I have my paperwork. I can give everybody advice on their relationships as well as mine. Yeah. I can give everyone advice on their relationships. Facts. Let me start that again. I'm a certified relationship expert. Don't ask me about my paperwork, okay? I can give everybody advice on their relationships. So don't get that twisted. Yes?
Okay.
Shogbo? Uh-huh. So, but I genuinely think that rings so true because I feel like people allow the things that are going on in their lives and the things that they're experiencing to kind of take over some of their kind of struggles, you know, in their relationship. And I think the things that bleed over from work and all of that can also impact how your communication dynamic is with your partner. And I think that also plays a huge part into relationship dynamics and whether they go left or right. What do you think, Richard?
I agree. I'm actually trying to remember the full quote, but I wholeheartily agree with everything
Fair
that was
enough.
said.
You don't
without-
remember what the quote was, but it's
No,
a
no,
good
no,
quote.
no, no. I remember. I wanted to pick certain bits of the actual quote, but I agree wholeheartedly with everything that the quote says.
Yeah, for sure. So, Richard, do you have any plans for the next couple weeks before we come back to film?
Great question. Probably to film content.
Okay.
Obviously, as the people hopefully listening to this will see when maybe this is dropped that I have content coming out.
Love putting on just like a.
Sorry.
That's all good.
Sorry.
It's all
Sorry.
good.
Go on. Sorry, my Instagram just went off for some reason. Go
That's
ahead.
all
I'm
good.
listening.
To make more money, to grow
Don't we
closer
all
to
want more
God.
money?
And I've been hitting the gym recently as well, so that's been like something that is
So have I, guys.
giving me joy, if you say so.
Don't hate. You're ugly anyway.
Okay.
fine. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't think I'm ugly, so it's all right.
I don't think you are.
Your words are.
All
just
right,
like
guys. Thank you
feathers.
very much for watching. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We Talk Too Much. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I really enjoy doing this. I'm really loving this studio, even more than I loved it last week. Okay. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode and really listen to some of the things that we're talking about because they do ring true to our society and they should be taken seriously. But thank you very much, guys, and have a good rest of your day or evening.